We're up here letting the dog run around. It's old Badger, in case you guys have never seen old Badger. German Shepherd dog running around with a shotgun shell he found. It's better than finding poop, which he'll find poop, I'm sure. This dog loves poop. All different kinds of poop. He loves it. Big, huge fan. All right, well, we're up here letting the dog run around like a fool. Now he's chasing bugs. He's pretty entertaining. Figured we'd snap out a video on our new purchase. It's a 3rd gen 4Runner. It's a 97. It's got the 3.4 in it. It's an automatic, the old automagic, whatever. Kind of would be nice if it was the stick shift, but the Toyota, they make freaking tough automatics. This one here, it's the limited. It's got a push button locker. Pretty freaking awesome. So I might do a video on the gray wire trick. Not 100% sure if I want to go that route or not, because then the old lady would be out freaking Dukes of Hazzard in it and probably lay it on its side or something, but hopefully not. So figured we'd snap out a quick little video. Yeah, as you can see, it's stock height, which is pretty awesome. Whatever, it's better to buy a rig stock height that hasn't been beat on or anything like that. Which this here was a girl from college there in Arcata. We drove down to Arcata, stayed the night there. Found it on Craigslist, which is weird. Whatever, nowadays everything's on Facebook Marketplace, and luckily it was on Craigslist because it didn't seem like she did much research on the rig first, because we got a freaking smoking deal on it, which I think I'm more addicted to getting a really good deal. Like, I love buying a rig knowing that I can make a couple $1,000s if I resell the thing, whatever. So that's kind of something I really like to do. You know, I like my logging videos and stuff. Sure, I like going to work, but mostly I go to work so I can go do stuff like this. This is like something I generally really like to do. Find a smoking deal, even though smoking deals lead to rigs all over the place, out of my buddies, stashed in bushes, over my uncles, and, you know, like a guy can go broke on good deals, but has a blast freaking doing it. All right, some things to look out for on these 3rd gens and Tacomas. They have the similar suspension, which if you watch my T100 video, whatever, I kind of talked about it a little bit. It's got the rack and pinion steering and then a strut suspension instead of like my T100 or the 3rd gens. They're more of a torsion suspension, and they got a real steering box. So you kind of have to, every once in a while, which this one has been highway driven, hasn't been, I don't even think the locker's ever been in besides the other day when I tried it out. And so it's been a highway rig most of its life, so it's probably not an issue, but I'm going to jack it up and check the upper and lower ball joints. You have to watch, keep an eye on those all the time. I mean, it really sucks to have your tire come off and fold underneath your rig. Me, along with a lot of my buddies, have all experienced this, but mostly it's when you go lifting them, to where this one is stock height. But so I'm going to check those. More than likely I'm going to end up changing them, because we're already planning on doing the Bilstein 5100 suspension just because they ride so freaking nice. And this one here, it rides decent, but you know, it's a 97, so upgrading the suspension wouldn't be a bad idea, because it is my old lady's dog hauler. Go ahead, point the video at Badger so they can see this goofy bastard over there. Badger, what are you doing? You looking for bugs? Another shotgun shell. All right, that's my dog. He's having a blast. That's the old lady's dog. It's our dog, but it's mostly her dog. Like, if one of us walks in separate directions, he's definitely chasing her. Like, he is definitely her dog. He's hilarious. But yeah, so she wanted something she could pack the dog around in, which is pretty cool because the back window rolls down. It's got, you know, the seats fold down flat in it, which she's got one down and one up. Interior's in decent shape. The driver's seat's a little ripped. But yeah, and she loves this freaking thing. It's pretty cool. It's got this shade that comes out and then it hooks together, Velcro in the middle. Pretty neat. So you ain't gotta sit there and wrestle one up. Pretty awesome. This rig was pretty well cared for. And when we went to buy it off the girl, she started telling us, she's like, well, I took it to a mechanic and there are some issues there. You know, it's got some problems. And she starts telling us things that she's reading off the sheet, like it's got an oil leak, which is pretty common for a 3.4 to have valve cover gasket leaks. It really is a common thing, but most of the time you can actually get away with just cinching the bolts down a little bit, because most of the time they either get loose or the gasket, you know, kind of contracts, subtracts, whatever and stuff. So you can actually tighten the bolts down a little bit and get away with fixing the oil leak. So I tried that. If that don't work, we might do the valve cover gasket, whatever. And it still kind of smells like oil, so I'm not 100% sure if that fixed it or not, but time will tell. I'll clean the motor bay off, whatever, and it'll probably clean a little bit of oil. It's actually fairly clean engine bay. And like I said, college girl down in Humboldt said she put it in 4-wheel drive one time just to make sure. She got it from her mother. It's actually been in the same family for over 10 years, is what she was saying. And it's got the old Bombproof 3.4. Great freaking motors. It's got a new alternator and a new starter. As you can see, it's had some stuff done to it, but this rig, the best part about this, it only had 167,000 miles when we bought it. It's got 168 now. Been driving it around, but yeah, part of the thing she was saying, she was like, oh, it's got a slight oil leak. It's got the antifreeze, whatever, is pretty much, you know, lost its viscosity, maybe, whatever. I'm not sure what she said there. Pretty much the antifreeze is pretty much water nowadays. And then she was like, and there's cracking on the radiator hoses, and it's showing wear on a brake line or something. Pretty much all things you'd expect from a freaking, what would this be? This would be a 24-year-old rig? A 24-year-old freaking rig. So, you know, and then us, we're so used to buying things, you know, here on the coast and stuff like that people have been thrashing the heck out of. So it's pretty cool to actually buy something off a pretty honest girl that's like, you know, aware of any issues that might cause. So I went and I bought new radiator hoses. I bought the red antifreeze because with these Toyotas you want to run the red stuff, which is freaking expensive. $20 a freaking gallon. Had to buy 4 gallons of it, so there's $80. And then while I was buying the coolant stuff, I was like, well, go ahead and give me the new radiator hoses too, because they're fairly cheap. Luckily, I get a discount through my boss because he buys so many freaking parts, so that definitely helped a little bit. And so 167,000 miles, and these 3.4s are known to go 300 plus. I mean, I've seen multiple 400,000 mile 3.4s. You take care of them, they will freaking run forever. So like I said, we're gonna go through, and you see, I'm missing this trim piece right here. That's another downfall, but other than that, it's actually a really straight rig, low miles. Everything seems to work just fine. AC works. That's freaking awesome. Doesn't get super hot here on the coast, but when it does get hot, it's nice to kick that AC on. And so we're gonna go through. Well, I'll check the ball joints, see if they'll get us by for a while. If they are bad, which they don't seem bad, it drives nice. They'll get us by for a while, whatever. We'll do the ball joints at the same time we do the 5100, which I don't necessarily want to lift it, but I will level it a little bit, maybe bring it up. I think the mid setting on the 5100s just brings it up 1.5 inches, I do believe. So it'll bring the front up a little bit and just make it ride nice. God, my dog is a goofball over there. I don't know what he's doing. Becky, what are you doing? What is that? Oh, he's got something interesting. Oh, it's a bug. Oh. He is a goofy guy. Good dog, though. Super smart. I figured we'd snap out a video on this. Show you guys our new 3.4 liter. Because like I said, I really do enjoy these kind of videos. These are more or less the kind of videos I really wanted to do more of. Of course, I like the whole trying to jump them and do donuts on the beach and all that. It's freaking awesome. But of course, this one here, she's still pretty new to us, so I don't want to go thrashing on it. And I want it to be a good rig for the old lady, so don't want to go thrashing on this one too much. Some things to look out for with the 3rd gen 4Runner or Tacomas, of course, ball joints, rack and pinion, oil leak on the 3.4 or whatever, which is a valve cover gasket, which like I said, you could usually get away with just cinching it down a little bit. If you are out doing donuts in these things and you do have the locker, whatever, you know, and stuff, I've noticed whatever, I've had some buddies that actually blow out rear ends, which I've actually done it too. I can't say that I have buddies that. So if you do have the third member with the E-locker, it is almost better to do the gray wire trick if you are planning on doing donuts, because with it all locked together, it seems to be easier on the rig if you're out spinning donuts than going open, because then from open you're on the, you know, this side has the power, and then switching to this side, you're more likely to actually break your pin in your third member. So if you plan on doing donuts and you have a rear locker, it's worth it just to do the gray wire trick, which we might end up doing. And yeah, I hope you like it, and hopefully you like my videos. Hopefully I can make more, and I need to get my T100 back in action. Either that, or I've been contemplating something with my old T100, because nowadays the front end's pretty shot out of it, which most of you guys know if you watch this a lot or watch some of my videos. And not only that, but last time I went to go drive it, I go to push in the clutch, and then the master cylinder, whatever, it's all rusted, and the frame's starting to get some pretty good rust on it because I never washed it after bombing on the beach. And so I've been contemplating pulling the 3.4 and the 5-speed out and sticking it in my first gen 4Runner, which would be freaking awesome. I don't quite know yet, because I love that freaking T100. It's got all kinds of room, tougher than heck. Just needs some work, some love. And I need to stop just buying more junk and fix some of the junk I got, because I got it, like I said, I got it scattered everywhere now. But hopefully you enjoy this video and freaking stay awesome to each other.